Hey there, it's V from Movies Hunter. Today we're diving into the mysterious world of The Unholy. It's a drama mystery horror film from 2021 that will have you on the edge of your seat. We open in 1845, where we witness the gruesome execution of a young woman. The townspeople hang her from a tree, nail a mask to her face, light her on fire, and recite some sort of incantation while holding a doll up to her face. Talk about a rough day. The poor woman's body is left hanging from the tree for all to see. Yikes, this movie doesn't waste any time getting intense. Now, let us fast forward to present day in the town of Massachusetts. We are introduced to Jerry Fenn, a disgraced journalist who gets news of something spooky happening nearby. A farmer thinks his cow has been marked by a cult, but Jerry doesn't buy it. He figures out that it's just the farmer's son painting a Metallica M on the poor cow. But Jerry's investigation takes a creepy turn when he hears something calling out to him from a nearby tree. I'm honestly spooked, but let's go on. Okay. Here he finds a burnt doll that looks eerily similar to the one from the opening scene. And get this, the doll has the date of February 31st, 1845 engraved on it. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure February only has like 28 days, so what's up with that? I don't know, but it's probably important. Now, Jerry, being the brave soul that he is, decides to step on the doll's head and break it. That'll show him. Later that night, Jerry's driving out of town when he swerves off the road to avoid hitting a young woman named Alice. She mutters something in front of the same tree and passes out, and Jerry takes her to the home of who is Alice's uncle. But things take a turn when Dr. Natalie Gates reveals that Alice is deaf-mute, meaning Jerry couldn't have heard her speak earlier. Dun, dun, dun. Natalie accuses Jerry of trying to harm Alice, but he sticks around in Banfield anyway to potentially get a story with a religious angle for his employer. He goes to church where this father right here preaches, and during the sermon, Alice stands up and walks out. The people follow her to the tree where she claims she is hearing the voice of Mary herself. And Mary wants everyone to return to the tree the next day. Sounds like a horror movie waiting to happen, doesn't it? While Natalie runs tests on Alice, Jerry reports to his former employer, Monica Slade, but let's just say she is not thrilled to see him. She reminds Jerry that he was fired for faking a story and she doesn't want to hear what he has to say. Ouch. But things only get creepier from here, because Jerry has a dream of a ghostly woman rising from a nearby creek and crawling out. Yikes, this is one twisted plot, my friends. The next day, and the townspeople are back at the tree, by the way, hoping for another miracle. And what do they have in store? A boy named Toby Walsh. Alice, speaking on behalf of Mary, asks Toby to walk, because, Toby can't walk. And to everyone's astonishment, he's able to do it. Oh yeah, that's crazy! So anyway, Jerry, always on the lookout for a good story, captures the whole thing on camera. Now, the townspeople are all hyped up, and they start praying to Mary like she is their new best friend. Meanwhile, inside the church, the statue of the Virgin Mary is crying blood. Can you believe it? What kind of miracle is this? But hold on folks, things are about to get even more interesting. Jerry meets Bishop Gales, or whatever, and Monsignor Delgar. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, basically these two are sent by the Vatican to investigate whether Alice really performed a divine miracle. I mean, you can't just go around performing miracles without someone checking it out, right? And guess what? Alice becomes an instant media sensation. She is the talk of the town, and the tree is about to become a shrine. But wait, there's more. Hagen goes to the tree and sees a doll on the ground, and if that's not creepy enough, a ghostly apparition starts talking to him. Ooh, talk about horror. Now, Jerry, being the journalist that he is, sets up an interview with Alice. She tells him that Mary said Jerry misses the power he used to have with his words, and that she saw someone in need of her help, actually. But hold up, Hagen comes to talk to Jerry in private and starts coughing heavily due to his emphysema. He also warns Jerry not to take advantage of Alice and exploit her for personal gain. Drama, 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 drama. Later on, we see Jerry chilling in the church with Delgar while Alice practices singing with Hagen. Everything seems normal until Hagen right here starts having a coughing fit and collapses. I mean, who doesn't love a good health scare, am I right? But wait, it gets even crazier, because Alice places her hand on Hagen's chest and he miraculously starts breathing normally again. Talk about a miracle. Natalie later does an x-ray on Hagen and compares it to an older one, and it looks like he's made a full recovery. The tree is now officially declared a shrine. Jesus Christ, ho. And Banfield starts getting more tourists than ever. I mean, who wouldn't want to come see a tree that can, cure your ailments? But hold on to your hats because the plot thickens. Jerry starts talking to Natalie about the doll, and she tells him that it's meant to be good luck, but can also trap evil things inside, with an impossible date, which is February 31st, to keep them there forever. Spooky. Anyway, they walk by a creek, and Jerry sees an apparition again. What's with this guy and his ghost sightings? Anyway, he tells Natalie he wants to see Hagen, and we cut to Hagen smoking a cigarette in the church. He goes to the confessional, where he hears Mary's voice, saying, "Why you doubt me and my miracles law?" Anyway, suddenly Mary's ghost appears and attacks Hagen. When Jerry goes to the church, he finds Hagen hanging from the ceiling in an apparent suicide. I don't like it, but yeah, what a twist. The medics take his body away, and Gales ask Jerry to keep quiet about the fact that a man with a cloth took his own life. Later, Jerry interviews Alice again, but after reviewing the footage, he slows it down and sees something he didn't before. I'm spooked, but Mary's ghost briefly is flashing on screen. I mean, what the heck? I don't know about you, but I'd be sleeping with the lights on after this. That's not all though. During Hagen's funeral, Jerry and Natalie find themselves in the church basement and stumble upon some documents in Latin about demons and witches. As if that's not creepy enough, they find a piece of writing about Mary Elmore, a healer who met a terrible fate. Anyone who doubted her would meet a grim fate, and the townspeople turned on her when she confessed to working for Satan. To make matters worse, they nailed the mask of the Virgin Mary to her face and burned her alive, trapping her spirit in the very doll that Jerry broke. This is honestly giving me goosebumps just thinking about it, but things get worse. Alice stands up during the funeral service and tells everyone that Mary wants them to gather at the shrine for a special service. That can't be good. Jerry and Natalie try to warn Alice, but before they can, they're attacked by Mary's ghost. Thankfully, they manage to escape the church, but I don't think they'll be getting any good sleep for a while after that ordeal. The two then head to the Archdiocese of Boston to meet with Gales and Delgard to show them Hagen's findings on Mary. But wait, Giles already knew about it. Delgard, on the other hand, was left in the dark. Giles seemed to be more concerned about the service than anything else, and I'm more concerned if I'm pronouncing that name right. Anyway, Jerry doesn't give up that easily. He does more digging, and discovers that Mary had a child before she died. That child was adopted by a man named Nicholas, and that means Alice is Mary's descendant. Oh, and here's the kicker. Mary apparently made a deal with the devil to live on through her children and their children, and so on. That's some next level creepy stuff, folks. Just when Jerry thought things couldn't get any worse, Mary's ghost comes back to attack him again. But this time, Delgard steps in and wards her off. Looks like he finally believes what Jerry has been saying all along. As Giles is getting everything ready for the shrine service, Delgard joins Jerry and Natalie to bless the doll and attempt to return Mary's spirit into the doll. But things take a turn for the worse when Delgard lights the doll on fire and the flames spread up to the large cross on the wall. That cross falls off and impales Delgard, setting him on fire. Holy smokes, that's a lot of smokes. Jerry and Natalie quickly run out and head out over to the service, and who knows what will happen next. At the service, Mary is planning to take in all the townspeople's faith to become even more powerful. But we have our heroes, Jerry and Natalie, who know that the only way to stop Mary is to get everyone to doubt her power. So they come up with a plan to reveal that Alice, who Mary was using as a pawn, isn't actually a healer. Jerry tells the crowd that he faked the whole thing, and Natalie joins in, causing the crowd to turn on Mary and renounce her faith. It's that simple. Now Mary's not too happy about this, and she sets the tree on fire. But as if that wasn't bad enough, her ghost emerges and tries to attack the people. Toby, who was previously healed, loses control of his legs again and is carried out to safety by Natalie. Gales, I still don't know, tries to subdue the spirit, but Mary disintegrates him with just a touch. And it's getting intense, folks. It's getting intense. Mary goes after Jerry, but Alice stands in the way and takes the hit. With Mary having killed her last descendant, her spirit can no longer live on, and she screams as she fades into oblivion. Jerry holds Alice's body and tearfully prays for her survival and for you to subscribe to our channel. But wait, what's this? She wakes up, and Jerry's stunned because she had no pulse and wasn't breathing when he held her. And if that's not enough shenanigans, we end with Jerry and Natalie going with Alice to Hagen's grave to honor him. Although Alice is once again deaf-mute, Jerry finds a way to communicate with her. He tells Natalie that he's stunned Alice survived, but Natalie thinks maybe God really did work a miracle. After they leave, we see a verse from Matthew 7:15 something, which is "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are wolves." Wow, talk about a fitting cut for this movie. And to top it all off, the statue of the Virgin Mary starts crying blood again. Is this the beginning of something new? Who knows? And so, this is the story of the Unholy. See you in the next hunt. Subscribe.